I think he's probably the best dribbler in the league.
Yeah?
Honestly.
On the ball, yeah.
On his day, I don't think you can tackle him. He can maybe give you the ball, but on his day, I don't think a man can tackle him, because he's that sharp. Yeah, he's a top player, man.
Shoot. Yeah, that's nuts.
Yes, sir. I'm your host, Leroy, and welcome back to The Insight. But before we start, could you make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for any new content that will be coming your way very soon. But without further ado, enjoy the pod.
Now, obviously, kicking back to the ball and that, obviously you're doing well at Norwich, if we wheel it back, and now you've got your international calls up to Northern Ireland. Talk me through that. Obviously, you started under 19s, then 21s, then obviously the first team.
Yeah.
Let's talk about 19s first, innit?
Yeah, obviously I played for Northern Ireland through the youth ranks, and then it kind of got to the point where I was either going to play for England under 20s or Northern Ireland first team, and I just decided to go for Northern Ireland. I try and go with my gut as much as I can, and that's what was leading me, man. And I don't regret it. Obviously, it was a real big shame not to make the Euros. I would have loved that. That was the reason why, I chose Northern Ireland, because I believe that obviously it was actually that summer the summer before that they got to the Euros, and I was like, wow, like I would love to be part of that. Nice. And I think that we still can. Obviously, the World Cup campaign's a bit dire right now, but in terms of the next Euros campaign, I've got to aim for that and try drive and push the squad to do that. So. That's a big thing for me. I really want to make a big competition with my nation and kick on from there, man.
Yeah, how was it playing international football compared to the club?
Different tempo.
Yeah.
Different tempo. Yeah, if I was to compare international football to Premier League, it's very hard to compare the two.
Okay.
Premier League tempo is crazy. It's hectic.
Sorry, mad.
That's why a lot of foreign players are like what's going on here? It's like, this is hectic, but it's like controlled chaos with top quality. So yeah, and then international football is a little bit more pragmatical, a little bit slower tempo, but then it's like the top players or the quality players on the pitch, they kind of win the game.
Okay.
That's what I've noticed through the appearances I've made. It's the guy that you need, the number 10s and the number 7s and the guys that earn their shirts. Yeah. They usually win the game for their nation, because it's quite you see a lot of games where it's like a lot of possession and not a lot of penetration compared to like club football. So I'd say just definitely it's the quality in the final third can be really devastating, especially if you've seen at the Euros. Yeah, some of the goals are just being amazing, man.
That goal yesterday by the Denmark.
Damsgaard, yo, crazy,
nice.
Crazy. He looks good as well, man. He's a good.
Hold on, he plays in Italy, right? Am I wrong?
Damsgaard, I don't know. That's poor from us, because he's a top player, bro. He had a cold tournament.
I know. What do you call it? Who do you think will nick a move from the Euros?
Off the Euros?
Yeah.
Oh. There's been some top performers, bro. I really enjoy watching Pogba play. I think he's a beast for France. Who will nick a move? Who was a little bit under the radar?
I would say that.
Sweden. Which one? Isaac.
Yeah. I think he might nick a little something. I'm not sure where he is right now.
Sociedad's a good team, though.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Sociedad. That's a good team, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked also like Dolberg for Sweden.
Dolberg. Yeah.
He plays for Leipzig. That's a top team. That's a top team as well. So it's like I'm trying to think someone that plays for maybe a lesser team that like literally had a cold year. That there was who's the Italian player that got injured?
That got Samsonelli or something like that? Yeah.
Serious.
Trust in it.
Locatelli. Locatelli, yeah. Well, I might be butchering the name, but serious.
Yeah.
Italians have some serious players, bro. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. That's how you bag them big moves, isn't it? Euros and World Cups. You see it with James Rodriguez, isn't it?
Yeah.
Serious tourney and just bag that move to Madrid, man.
But you know what? I was chatting to my friends yesterday at the game, yeah, and they were saying, should a club up your price based on what you do
at
the Euros or the World Cup? And let's say if you have a calm season, yeah, at your club, and then you go to the Euros or the World Cup and absolutely spaz out, should your price go up?
Yeah, bro.
Why?
It's called championship tax.
Facts.
Bro, if you do your thing at a tourney, yeah, and you've got years left on your deal, the club can stipulate whatever they want. If you're a 20 mil player and you have a cold tourney, they'll be like, yo, we know we can get 30M out of you because you just had a sick tourney. There's gonna be, instead of 3 clubs, there's gonna be 5 or 6 or 7, you know? So it's like, you've seen that. You'll see that this summer where like someone would have probably went for like 10M, had a cold tourney, and they'll go for like 30, bro. So yeah, it's that championship tax, bro. And obviously it'll work in your favor if you have less years on your contract. Okay. But if you want to move, or you're going to grab a move when you have a lot of years on your deal, then that's where the club has most of the power, man.
Facts, I hear that. Okay, for you, yeah, who's been let's say the top 5 players wingers that you played against so far?
Played against.
That you played so far.
Who have I played against? Directly against, yeah.
So
obviously I played against Sterling, who was tough because he's just so quick, man. Like when he plays a 1-2, it's just game over.
Mahrez.
Mahrez, his balance is crazy. Pedro Neto was very good. I played against him last season. Very good player. Who else was good that I played against? Obviously, I played against Salah. You can't underestimate Salah's thing because he's just done his thing since he's come to the Prem again.
That's mad, isn't it?
And then probably I'm trying to think who else. Probably missing someone crazy, you know. Obviously Zaha. I like Zaha as well. I like how he plays. I'm a fan of how he plays. I like it. Draws in players and stuff like that.
For sure. And for you, who's been the top 5 players you've played with? Any position?
I would say played with Wes Hoolahan.
Okay.
James Maddison. Emi Bundia. These are all number 10s.
This guy's just watching.
They're number 10s for some reason, you know what I mean?
For sure.
They unlock the defenses for a reason. Emi Bundia.
He balled out last year, innit?
Yeah, crazy, bro. Great move to Aston Villa. They're looking like an exciting side for next season. So obviously, I wish him all the best, and I hope he does well, man, because he's a top player. I'm gonna go Saint-Maximin.
Yeah. Oh.
Some of the things I've seen this guy do.
Okay, yeah. Side note. I'll let you do the last one. Then we'll chat about that.
I'm gonna go with my boy Ben Godfrey.
Okay.
Serious defender. Serious defender. Future England captain. I said it here first.
We'll document this, innit? But yeah, let's roll back. Saint-Maximin. Obviously, you see like little clips, and we do, innit? You see it every day, innit?
I see it live off.
What kind of stuff was this guy like on? Like, just making stuff up at this point?
Yeah, he just makes it up. It's so off the cuff. Sometimes I think he doesn't even know what he's gonna do, but his change of direction and his creativity and his ball dribbling control. I think he's the best. I think he's probably the best dribbler in the league.
Yeah.
Honestly.
On the ball, yeah.
On his day, I don't think you can tackle him. He can maybe give you the ball, but on his day, I don't think a man can tackle him, you know, because he's that sharp. Yeah, he's a top player, man.
Sure. Yeah, that's nuts.
That's why the Newcastle fans love him. He's an entertainer. He loves to entertain the fans, you know. He's almost a little bit old school. You see a lot of people complaining about footballers a little bit like robotic now, and we just run more and we do this and we probably cover a lot more ground than the old school players, but they had a little bit of like the Zidanes. They just had that. The players played with a bit more flair, a bit more freedom. And he's kind of like of that generation where they just play with freedom and entertain and stuff like that. So
Would you combat that argument where they're like saying how it's a bit more robotic, more stats based now, like versus I don't know, more doing stuff back then? Like, what do you think is the difference?
I agree. I hear them. I think football, like any sport, you're gonna progress, you know. So it's all, and as well, people have got to understand nostalgia. I forgot what the actual word is, but there's something there's an actual thing that when you think back in the past, it's always better than what you think of what is of present, right?
I think it's nostalgia.
Because of the nostalgia of it. I think it as well. I'm like, yo, when I used to watch the Premier League back in the day, Stevie G banging in goals. Yo, the Prem was a madness. I used to think that, but people, that 10-year-olds that are watching the Prem now and will be watching the Premier League when they're my age will think, oh, when I was watching De Bruyne and Aguero and Salah and Mane, the Premier League was sick, bro. Now these Premier League players, you know what I mean? So I think that's a big thing. But of course, like, if the demands on you are to run harder, run faster, be stronger, be more robust, there's gonna be something that sacrifices with that. And if that's flair and a little bit of entertainment, then it's gonna be something that sacrifices, you know? Because you're putting more of your energy into the physical aspect of it, then maybe the creativity and the entertainment of it might die down a little bit. But listen, I think football's in a great place. The Premier League is a great league. And I think listen, people enjoy it, you know, people pay the tickets and enjoy it, and it's entertaining nevertheless.
That's true. Let's say when you're younger and you're watching the Premier League, and you were seeing it from the TV, like speed of play wise, compared to playing now, what is your consensus? Like, did you think back then it was like,
oh, it's everything that I thought.
Yeah.
Hectic, bro. Hectic. Of course, you'll play against some more teams that are like pragmatic and some teams that are more direct. But like the first game that I ever played was obviously against Liverpool in the first game of the season last year. It was, 2 seasons ago now. It was hectic. I couldn't believe the intensity that obviously they just come off their Champions League win. Sure. I couldn't believe it. Henderson was running everywhere. Wijnaldum was running everywhere. Salah and Origi was just running everywhere. It was just like Firmino was picking up the pockets everywhere. They were just everywhere. I was like, how can you maintain intensity like this on the pitch, you know? And then you slowly learn and start to adapt and you get used to the level. So
That's mad. Obviously now I have like a little advice section in it, so I can give a bit of game to the youngsters and that, innit? Cool. How do you deal with criticism?
Me personally, or just in general?
You personally, yeah.
I think, listen, it's going to be a never-ending struggle of kind of the fine line of criticism and hatred, and kind of, you know what I mean? It's a fine line, you know, for someone to say, "Oh, you're not great at this. You need to do this," or "You're you know what I mean? To deal with it, I think everyone's different, man. Some people may need to block it out. Some people may need to see it and laugh it off, you know. Some people may need to talk to people about it. For me personally, I think when you know that, when you own yourself and you know what your weaknesses are, you know that maybe you've messed up, you say, okay, I've messed up there, I made a mistake there, or I didn't do well there. Then someone's criticism of you can't really touch you because you've critiqued yourself first, you know. So I'm all for being your greatest supporter, but you've also got to be your own critique as well.
No, for sure. And how do you deal with not playing when you feel that you should be playing?
Ooh, that's a good one, man. That's football 101. For me, I'll go back to the basics. I'm not playing, so that means I've got a little bit more energy to train harder. I can stay an extra 10-15 minutes out on the pitch. I can do an extra 10-15 minutes in the gym. I can do just a little bit more, all round, man. So for me, obviously, I've been in these positions where I haven't been playing, and I felt like I should be. Like I said, every player is different. Some players may be knocking down the gaffer's door. Some players may like me, maybe just knuckle down and play. Some players may just down tools and just be bored. You know what I mean? It's just like, I wouldn't advise that last one though, personally, because the only loser is going to be you. You owe it to yourself to first and foremost enjoy what you do. And I know that's so hard when you're coming in every day and training. And I know that only footballers will understand this, or sports players or whatever it is will understand it, because someone will be like, oh, you get paid this amount of money to train, you should still be happy. But you know, some people don't understand that it's like, you lose the thrill of competing and play. You train to play. So when you miss out the last bit, it's like, why am I training, you know? But you owe it to yourself every day to enjoy what you do. And if there's training, whatever it is, train to your fullest potential and get your small W of the day, man. You know what I mean? Because if you don't do that, then you'll just be taking L's and every day, bro. You don't need that, bro. So it's like, just get your small W's in the days and in the weeks if you're not playing.
For sure. How would you prepare? Obviously, it's changed over the years as you've grown as a player and stuff. How would you properly like prepare for like a game throughout the week, innit? Do you, I don't know.
I only really switch on probably like a couple of days before.
Okay.
Obviously, it's normal generic training. We might gear a little bit towards it, but me personally, probably around Thursday, I'm like, okay, cool. If I know I'm starting or whatever, I'll kind of gauge who am I playing against. Might watch the game that they played before, and just prepare well, man. Make sure my hydration is on not 90%, 100%. Make sure I'm eating well. Get my carbs in. Just make sure there's no excuses for myself. No stone unturned. And yeah, man, sleep as well. Which is big for me because sometimes I struggle with my sleep. So I gotta get on my sleep and just make sure everything is patterned, man.
No, for sure. I was chatting to James, innit, like a while ago. And he was saying the level of like analysis that you guys have at a Prem club is way different to what information was given before. Like, what is it like at Newcastle and obviously Norwich before, innit?
Yeah, we'll analyze. Norwich and Newcastle is very different, but both teams will analyze every team. Norwich will analyze every team, but we'll kind of gear it. We used to gear it kind of like the last couple days of the week, but Newcastle's more throughout the whole week. We'll gear it around that team, so it's a bit more specific on the training or whatever it is. But yeah, so much more detail. This is where you can exploit. This is how we're gonna do it with this personnel and so on and so forth. So obviously I haven't experienced JJ's experience kind of like Luton, League 2, League 1, and now the Premier League where he's doing amazing. So he's kind of experienced the levels. I've obviously experienced a good Championship to Premier League. So the disparity for me is not that great. I've felt like I've always been well prepared for the opposition that I'm playing against.
Okay, makes sense. If there was anything you could change in your career so far, what would it be? Just for the fun of it, innit? Like anything that you may have been like maybe I wish I'd done this differently.
Change. Oh, that's a good one, man. What I wish I could change about my career? Nah, you know what? I have no regrets, man.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to do for the rest of my career. Listen, there's obviously things that I'd be like, oh, you know what I mean? But they were done for a reason, and I learned from them, and I reflect back on them, and sometimes you have to make mistakes.
Yeah.
So, I don't really regret anything, man. And so may it so long may it live.
Yeah. What quick question? What kind of things did you get? Obviously, COVID and whatnot. You guys were still playing, but obviously, like you train in the morning and you got the day to yourself, as I've experienced as well. Like, what do you get up to? Are you a gamer? Like, do you pick up little skills? Like, what's going on, fam?
So when I was younger, I was a gamer. I used to like my FIFA and COD. I grew out of it, man. So for me personally, my boys got me onto reading books. Well, I listen to books, like Audible.
Okay.
So I'm growing up a bit. I read books, so I listen to books. I'm really big into my investments.
Okay.
That really kind of takes up a lot of my spare time, man. Just when you dip your feet into certain things and different streams of income or avenues or whatever it is, it takes up a lot of your time, man. So like, yeah, I'll be having a call with this person or sorting this out or making a connection here. And I really enjoy that, you know, and it keeps me busy. I like to keep my mind busy and learn about new things and business opportunities. So even though it's obviously something to set up my future with, I also see it as a hobby. So, and if I'm not doing that, I watch YouTube, bro. I love YouTube, bro.
Everyone loves that's YouTube. YouTube was like TV, bro. Like back in the day.
Anyone that knows me, they'll be like, Jam don't watch TV, just on YouTube. So it's like, yeah.
Nah, that's so mad.
That's my thing, bro.
What do you call it? If you have any advice for any young players coming up, wanting to take a step into the professional game or aspiring to, what would that one piece of advice be?
Stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself. Learn from others. Learn from others' mistakes, so you don't have to, and learn from your own mistakes if you do make them. And be like a sponge, man. If there's someone that's doing well that you know, or an older player in your team, or whatever it is, get that information, man. Whatever it is, don't be too prideful. And just learn and be hungry, man. You have to have that hunger inside you. Like that, I know I've always had it. I'll have it till the day I retire. I can guarantee that. And a lot of people that I know that have been successful, they may display it in different ways, but they're hungry, man, for different reasons. So you gotta have that hunger and you gotta have that why. Why do you get out of bed at this time to train while others are sleeping? Why do you eat a healthy meal when you could go eat McDonald's? Why do you get your night's sleep when you could be going out and partying? You have to have your why, and it has to be a real why for you to actually do all them things, you know? Because if it's just like, oh, I enjoy it, that's not enough to get you out of bed.
It's not enough, you know that. It's mad you're saying that, because literally not too long ago, I was speaking to my boy about this, and we're like, yo, like, what is your why? What is your why? It's mad.
That's what I mean, bro. It's gotta be big. It's like me, bro. With my Spanish. What's my why? I don't know. That's why I quit.
Nah, I hear that. Oh yeah.
Like, bro, I don't live in Spain. I don't live in Spain yet. So it's like, I'll just give it up. It's like nothing will be lost. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I've got other areas where like my whys are serious. So it's like I'm on it, no matter what setback. You know?
Yeah, true.
So maybe I need to move to Spain, and then my why will be enough.
To
learn Spanish.
Maybe towards the end, innit?
Yeah, bro.
Now, what do you call it? What books are you reading right now? Obviously, I'm into my books as well.
Oh, right now I'm reading The Intelligent Investor.
Aye.
It's tough.
Aye, bro. But you know what? I got a little upper hand on it because I know how things work in America, innit?
Okay, bro. The book is techie. The book is out of all the books I've read, the book is techie. Yeah. My boy put me onto it. But yeah, now I've read like Rich Dad Poor Dad and stuff like that. I'm into stuff like that, man. I'm into stuff like that. And I just feel like my boy was like, he said, bro, there is so many gems in books. I was like, oh yeah, all right. I said, of course. He said, no, bro, trust me. There is literally ways to be successful, to have healthy relationships, to be rich, to whatever you want. There is this information in books. You just have to read them or listen to them. I was like, okay, cool. And then once I did, I was like, wow, he's right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Nah, it's
so
mad.
Send me over a couple, man. Send me your best books, bro.
Read. Nah, for sure. I'm tackling The Intelligent Investor right now, but it's like obviously there's a lot going on in that. And then you look at the tables that are in there, you're thinking, fuck.
Man, I should have went to uni.
Bro. But even then, I'm not gonna lie to you, because I remember obviously I done uni in America and whatnot, and I must have took one accounting class, bro. Best believe I was chatting to the professor. I was like, yo, like I need some help in this because this ain't going in.
Man said, I thought it was 1, 2, 3s. It's not making sense to me, bro.
When they started telling me, we got the balance sheet and the income statement, cash flow. What? I saw the money goes from my account into.
Yo, I'm telling you.
Nah, Bro, thank you so much for giving me your time, man. I really appreciate
It's
it.
been sick. It's been sick to catch up, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. Wish you all the best for the season coming up, and look forward to seeing you kill it up there, man.
Top. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
I made my debut against Bradford in the FA Cup.
Okay.
So I'm on the bench now. He brings on one person, he brings on another person. I'm thinking, bruv, I don't even know if I'm gonna come on now. I'm not even going out to warm up now, bro. 5 minutes. I'm out here chilling. You know when you're in the back of the dugout like this, fam, just relaxing, watching the game.
Just
cold, fam. Out of nowhere, he's like, "Moyo, come, get changed, bruv." I couldn't even go out and get anything firing, nothing, fam. I literally just had to take my garms off on the spot. Just, cool, ready. I'm on the side of the pitch. Nervous, fam. Wobbling, fam.